Yeah. Hey loves, welcome to Inner Love Messages. My name is Sarah, and if you're new here, I'm so happy to have you join the channel. If you're already subscribed, welcome back. Today I have a special love message for you from your person. This message will tap into how they're feeling about you right now, how they see you and your connection, and what's going on in their mental and emotional state at this moment. I'll be pulling these messages from this deck here so we can get the most important insights straight from their heart and what they want you to know. Let's take a moment to really feel into the energy of the first card, which says, "You can't handle the truth." Right away, there's a very particular vibe coming through. It feels masculine, guarded, and emotionally reserved. There's a definite sense of emotional distance here, like someone who's keeping a major part of themselves hidden. It seems like they're holding back something important, perhaps even convincing themselves that you wouldn't be able to cope with the full truth of what's going on inside them. But that assumption doesn't necessarily reflect reality. It might be more about their own fears and insecurities than about your actual capacity to handle tough truths. Rather than being honest and open, they appear to be taking the path of avoidance. It's like they're doing everything they can to contain their emotions, choosing silence over vulnerability because they believe it's safer that way. But beneath that calm surface, you can sense the pressure building. It's as though there's a dam holding back a flood of emotions, and although they're trying hard to maintain control, that internal tension is starting to grow. What's really happening here is a deep emotional conflict. This person is struggling inside, likely overwhelmed by their own feelings, but they don't know how, or maybe even if they should share that with you. Somewhere along the way, they've convinced themselves that opening up would be too much for you, that their emotions would be a burden. And so, they retreat inward, keeping everything locked away while quietly carrying the weight alone. That inner battle is taking a toll on them, emotionally and mentally. The energy they're carrying is heavy, and chances are you can feel it, even if nothing has been said directly. They're caught in a storm of their own emotions, but can't seem to find the courage to let any of it out. And yet, even in the middle of all that inner chaos, there's one thing that stands out clearly: their focus on you. This isn't about dark or negative energy, it's more that they're emotionally overwhelmed. And even though they might be keeping their distance, you're still constantly on their mind. They may not show it, especially if you're physically apart, but you're present in their thoughts almost constantly. They're emotionally consumed by what they're going through, and it's leaving them feeling lost and uncertain. They don't have all the answers right now, and instead of giving themselves time to sort through their feelings, they may be projecting that confusion onto you. It can leave you wondering why something feels off, like you're sensing an emotional undercurrent they're not openly acknowledging. If you're someone who's particularly intuitive or energetically sensitive, you've probably already picked up on this. Maybe you've felt a kind of emotional tightness, an impression that something is being left unsaid. Even if they haven't voiced it, there's a strong sense that they're bottling up something deep. They could be hoping that you'll notice and ask, that maybe you'll be the one to initiate a conversation or crack open the silence. Deep down, they may want connection, but they're still operating from a place of fear that if they reveal what's really going on, it'll be too much. So instead, they keep it all inside, assuming it's better to protect you and themselves by staying silent. But even in that silence, their emotions are very real. They haven't disconnected from you emotionally, not even close. In fact, the weight they're carrying is tied directly to you, which is probably why the connection still feels so charged. They're wrestling with the urge to come closer while also holding themselves back, stuck in a push-pull dynamic that keeps them emotionally distant. So while it might feel like they've pulled away, what's really happening is that they're overwhelmed by what they feel, not indifferent to it. You're on their mind constantly, but the fear of being fully seen keeps them from letting you in. That kind of internal struggle can create a sense of emotional tension that you might feel like you're walking on eggshells, trying to figure out what's really happening beneath the surface. As we move into the energy of the next card, there's another layer of emotional complexity coming through. The feeling is one of restriction, like they're actively holding something back. Pran. It's not necessarily something you can see outwardly. They're good at masking their feelings, putting on a calm face and pretending everything's fine even when it's clearly not. There's something going on underneath that they're not ready to show, perhaps because they haven't even figured it out themselves yet. It's as though they're carrying a personal truth, something deeply intimate and vulnerable, that they're not ready to share with anyone, especially not with you, because sharing it would require a level of emotional exposure they're not comfortable with right now. What they're dealing with internally feels very raw and tender, and rather than confronting those feelings, they've put up walls around them. It's not because they don't feel anything, It's actually the opposite. They feel a lot, probably more than they know how to handle, but they're trying to manage it all in silence. The internal battle is strong. They want to open up, to let someone in, but they don't feel safe enough yet, and so they retreat behind emotional armor, shielding their heart while quietly hoping they'll eventually find the courage to be honest. Then comes the third message, and this one really shifts the energy. I feel your energy. It's a powerful reminder that even if words haven't been exchanged, the connection is still very much alive. They're not just casually aware of you, they're energetically tuned into you in a deep and meaningful way. It goes far beyond physical presence. Even if you're apart, they're sensing you, feeling what you're feeling. It's like there's an invisible thread that ties your energies together, something that time, distance, or silence can't truly break. This message confirms that the bond between you is still active, still real. Despite all the emotional walls and unspoken words, they haven't disconnected from you energetically. They can feel you, perhaps even when they don't want to, and that awareness, that emotional pull, may be part of what's making everything feel so intense for them. They're carrying so much inside, yet the thread between you keeps tugging at their heart, reminding them of what they're not saying, of what remains unspoken but very much alive. So while they might be quiet, guarded, or emotionally distant on the outside, know that something deeper is going on within. They're navigating a storm of their own emotions, uncertain how to share them, and yet they remain connected to you in a way that defies logic or explanation. Their silence isn't a lack of care, it's the weight of emotions they don't yet know how to express. Even if this person appears distant or emotionally unavailable, don't be fooled. They're far more tuned into you than they might let on. They can feel when your energy shifts, when your mood changes, and even when something's bothering you, without you needing to say a word. Your actions, or lack thereof, don't go unnoticed. Whether you're reaching out or staying silent, your energy is always speaking to them on some deeper, unspoken level. And while this might be hard for them to process, it's also undeniable. They're constantly aware of your presence, even if they're not always ready to face what that means. This connection seems to stir something intense inside them. Emotionally, it's not simple. It's a lot. They might feel unsure about how to handle the waves of emotion this bond brings. Part of them wants to open up, to let you in completely, but there's hesitation there too. Vulnerability feels risky. They might be afraid that if they truly shared what they feel, it would either scare you away or change the dynamic between you in a way they're not ready for. So instead, they hold back, stuck between the urge to get closer and the fear of what that closeness might bring. Before we dive further into this message, I just want to take a moment to say, if this reading resonates with you and you appreciate the energy and love I've poured into it, consider sending a super thanks as a little gift from your heart to mine. It means so much. Coming back to this connection, there's a definite shift taking place between you. It might not be something that's been spoken out loud, but it's felt. Something's changed in the energy between you two, and you can probably sense it just as much as they do. There's something on their mind, something unspoken, and even if they haven't said it, it feels heavy. You might already know what it is deep down, even without them confirming it. But for one reason or another, they haven't been able to bring it up. It's not necessarily a matter of trust. They could trust you deeply, but they might feel that you're not in a place to hear it, or they simply don't know how to say it without unleashing more than they're prepared for. The truth is, they might not even be ready to admit it to themselves. Whatever it is they're feeling, it's complicated, and they've been carrying it on their own. As I sit with the energy surrounding this situation, one phrase keeps rising to the surface. You've changed. This is how they see you, even if they haven't said it aloud. There's something different about you now. The way you show up in this connection, the energy you bring, it's shifted. Maybe you've been on a journey of healing, working hard to reclaim your power and focus more on your own well-being. You've been turning inward, choosing self-love, choosing growth, and it shows. This shift in you radiates outward in a way they can't ignore. For some of you, this transformation has been intentional. You've made conscious choices to prioritize yourself, and the results are beginning to shine through in how you interact with the world. For others, it might not have been something you actively tried to do. It just happened. You've been evolving naturally, and that quiet growth has begun to reshape your energy. Either way, this person can feel it, even if you're not fully aware of how much it's affecting the connection. This change within you is affecting them too, in ways they might not fully understand yet. They've gotten used to how things were between you, the roles you played, the emotional balance, the rhythm of your bond. And now, with you changing, that rhythm has shifted. It's thrown them off a bit. What once felt steady and familiar now feels uncertain. They didn't see it coming, especially because it wasn't dramatic or sudden. It was subtle, like the tide slowly going out. Your inner transformation, especially the focus you've placed on self-care and healing, has sent ripples through their emotional world. It's important to understand that just because this change is making them uncomfortable doesn't mean it's a bad thing. In fact, it's quite the opposite. This evolution is a sign of real growth, not just for you, but for the connection itself. You're creating space for something deeper and more authentic, and whether or not they're ready for it, they're being pushed to confront things within themselves too. Your growth is calling them to rise as well, even if they're struggling to do so. They might not have the words for it, but emotionally, they're feeling the impact. There's a clear transformation happening within you, and it's not something you can hide, even if you tried. It's coming from the inside out, and it's changing the way you relate to the people around you, especially this person. They can feel it. They sense that your focus isn't on them the way it once was. You might not be investing the same emotional energy or giving them the same attention they were used to. That difference, even if unspoken, has stirred something in them. They're feeling it in a big way, and while they might not be saying anything about it, inside, they know something's shifting. They might not fully understand what's happening or why, but your growth is real and it's undeniable. The transformation you've been undergoing on the inside is beginning to shine so brightly that it's impossible for others not to notice. There's something magnetic about the energy you now carry, something quietly powerful and deeply grounding. Those around you are picking up on this shift, even if they don't talk about it directly. It's clear to them that your priorities are realigning. You're devoting more time and care to yourself, embracing your growth, and nurturing your own well-being. That inner investment is now reflected in how you move through the world. There's a strength in you, a calm confidence that wasn't always so visible. You're becoming more in tune with who you truly are, and that authenticity is making a real impact. Even if they don't say anything out loud, they're definitely feeling the shift. This new version of you is both inspiring and unsettling for them. On one hand, they're drawn to the clarity and self-assuredness you now embody. On the other, it stirs something inside them, perhaps a bit of uncertainty, even vulnerability. They're trying to find their footing again in this evolving dynamic, not quite sure where they now stand. Your energy has become something they can't ignore, and even though it excites them, it also challenges the way they've been relating to you. There's a kind of emotional push and pull happening. They admire what they see in you, but that admiration is tangled with their own questions and insecurities. They're captivated by the way you've stepped into this new phase of your life, yet part of them wonders what it means for the connection you share. It's as though they're caught between being inspired by you and being unsure of how to meet you at this new level. It's not that they don't want to, it's just that change, especially this kind of deep, energetic change, takes time to adjust to. They're watching closely, probably more than you realize. Every step you take towards your own well-being is felt. The independence you're cultivating, the way you've reclaimed your power, it's speaking volumes. They might not be voicing their thoughts, but internally, there's a storm of emotion. They see the shift, and it stirs something deep within them. There's admiration, yes, but there's also that underlying fear of what this transformation means for your shared path. They're questioning how to connect with this newer, more grounded version of you without losing their own place in your life. And if you've been wondering whether this evolution has gone unnoticed, it absolutely hasn't. It's real, it's seen, and it's impacting the energy between you. Even if they haven't said the words, they're feeling all of it. They might be holding back from expressing how they truly feel, not because they don't care, but because they don't quite know how to navigate this new space. There's hesitation, a quiet worry about whether they'll still be welcomed into this more self-fulfilled version of your world. They're drawn in by the light you're radiating, but it's also revealing parts of themselves they haven't fully explored yet. The transformation you're going through is changing more than just you. It's creating a ripple effect. As you begin to pour into yourself, becoming more centered and aligned, the energy you give off shifts too. It's softer yet stronger, lighter yet deeper. This new presence of yours has a way of altering the emotional landscape around you, often without a word being spoken. And even if distance, emotional or physical, exists between you and the people in your life, they still feel it. They may not fully grasp what's happening, but they sense the difference, and it reaches them in ways they don't quite know how to explain. It's not always easy for others to adjust to this version of you. You're no longer showing up in the same way, the constant availability, the habit of prioritizing others at your own expense. That part of you is fading, and naturally, this shift brings up questions. They might worry that the bond is changing or even slipping away. They might feel unsure about what role they now play. This isn't about you pulling away with malice. It's about returning to yourself with love. And that shift, though beautiful, can feel unfamiliar or even threatening to those used to the old dynamic. What they are reacting to is more than just a change in how you interact. It's an energetic evolution. They feel it, even if they can't put it into words. It's not about specific actions anymore. It's about the essence you now carry. There's a quiet power in you, a stillness that communicates so much without you having to say anything at all. You no longer rely on external validation, and that self-contained confidence changes the way people experience you. There's something in your presence now that says you know your worth, with or without anyone's confirmation. And this presence, this peaceful, rooted energy, is exactly what's stirring something in them. You've created a sense of wholeness within yourself, and it's that wholeness that radiates outward. They're feeling the effects of your growth. They're trying to adjust to what this means, both for themselves and for the connection they share with you. Your transformation, while deeply personal, is also profoundly relational. It touches everyone in your orbit, shifting the energy and asking others to meet you in this new space you've stepped into. So if you've been sensing something different in the way people are showing up around you, or if someone specific seems more distant, confused, or even quietly drawn to you, know that it's not your imagination. The changes you've made within yourself are being felt deeply. The light you've ignited is not only guiding you, it's illuminating everything around you. And as that light continues to grow, so too will the nature of the connections in your life. Some may evolve with you, rising to meet your new energy. Others may falter, unsure how to move forward, but none of it goes unnoticed. You're being seen, felt, and experienced in ways you might not fully realize yet. The question of what happens next will unfold naturally, as all things do when they're rooted in truth. For now, trust that your evolution is guiding you exactly where you need to be. Your energy is leading, your soul is speaking, and the world around you is listening, even in silence. Just one thing, please take a moment and really hear this. If you'd like to become part of our small, beautiful family, don't forget to hit the join button and subscribe. It's a simple step, but it means a lot to us. Now, let's talk about something that's been shifting in your energy lately. This kind of transformation can be both captivating and a little unsettling for the people around you. On one hand, they see you blossoming. You're learning how to put yourself first, and it shows. There's a lightness in you now, a kind of self-assurance that's hard to miss. It's beautiful and even inspiring to witness someone stepping into their power and choosing their own happiness. But on the other hand, this very change might leave others wondering what it means for them and your connection with them. They might start to question whether they still have a place in your evolving life, or if they're slowly being left behind. In their hearts, there's probably a swirl of mixed emotions. They admire who you're becoming, but there's also confusion. They may not know how to adjust to this new version of you. How do you explain that this growth, this personal evolution, has naturally shifted the energy between you? It's not about pulling away from anyone intentionally, it's about making space for your own development. But even if they can't put it into words, they can feel something's different. If you've ever wondered how your decision to focus on yourself is being perceived, know that people absolutely feel the shift. It's not just in the things you're doing or the changes in your schedule. It's deeper than that. It's in the energy you carry. Those around you, especially the ones closest to your heart, sense it on a soul level. They know something has changed, even if it's never been spoken out loud. They feel your growth, and it's reshaping how they see you and the bond you share. You're aligning more closely with your authentic self, and that kind of transformation can spark a wave of emotions, everything from pride and admiration to fear and uncertainty. As you continue on this journey of becoming who you truly are, it's important to remember that this shift is natural. Energy changes, people feel it, and as your energy shifts, the dynamic between you and others will shift too. Some people will grow with you, while others might feel overwhelmed or unsure, but no matter how others respond, what matters most is that you're choosing yourself. You're rising. You're evolving into the best version of who you're meant to be. And those who are meant to walk alongside you in this new chapter will find a way to understand and support you, even if it takes a little time for them to catch up. It almost feels like this energetic transformation started with just a few small changes in your daily life. but those tiny shifts have rippled outward, stirring something powerful within you. Where things once felt stagnant and stuck in repetitive loops, now there's movement. There's fresh energy seeping into every corner of your world. You're approaching life differently, and it's not just something people see, it's something they deeply feel. Especially that one person who holds a special place in your heart. They're starting to notice that something about you has changed. Maybe it's the way you're showing up for yourself now. Maybe it's this calm, grounded, magnetic energy you're radiating. Whatever it is, it's undeniable, and it's starting to stir emotions in them that they haven't felt in a long time. There's a message coming through from their energy. It might sound surprising, but it's very real. I'm feeling a little jealous. Right now, divine feminine, you're glowing with such confidence. It's incredibly attractive, but it's also stirring something unfamiliar in your person. They're usually steady, secure, not easily shaken. But the energy you're putting out is powerful, and it's hitting them in a way they didn't expect. They can't quite put their finger on it, but they know something has shifted. You're moving differently. You're holding yourself with a new kind of grace and certainty, and they can feel that deep in their core. It's beautiful, but it's also a little intimidating for them. They're not used to this feeling. The fact that your energy alone is enough to bring up such intense emotions in them speaks volumes about just how transformative this time is for you. They're not just noticing the change. They're trying to figure out what it means for them and for the connection you share. And if there's any distance between you, whether it's physical or emotional, that space only amplifies their thoughts. They might find themselves thinking, if I'm this drawn to you right now, then others must be too. That thought alone can shake their sense of security. What they haven't quite realized yet is that it's not just about how you're changing, it's about how they're experiencing that change. They're used to being the center of your attention, the one who had easy access to your energy. But now, as you turn inward, as you begin investing more in your own joy and growth, they're feeling the shift in a very real way. You're not chasing, you're not trying to force anything. You're simply allowing life to unfold. And that shift? It's powerful. You've embraced a kind of peace that says, this is who I am, and I'm okay with whatever comes. You're not pulling away on purpose. You're just finally comfortable in your own skin. You're no longer stressing about where things are going. You're not overthinking or trying to hold everything together. You're letting go, trusting the flow, and choosing to enjoy your own company. That energy, that confidence in simply being is magnetic, and it's driving them a little crazy. They want your attention. They want that closeness they used to have with you. But now, it feels just out of reach. And the more you focus on yourself, the more you shine. That glow is drawing them in while also making them realize how much they may have taken you for granted before. There's a realization dawning within them, something they can't quite run from anymore. You've changed, and it's beautiful, but it also means they need to rise too, if they want to meet you where you are now. Their jealousy speaks volumes, even if they haven't fully realized it themselves. Deep down, it reflects just how much they truly value you. It's not always something they can consciously admit, but the fear of losing you, someone they may have taken for granted, is starting to surface. They're beginning to recognize that if they don't rise up to meet you where you are now, they could lose the connection altogether. This isn't just a turning point for you, it's a wake-up call for them too. As you continue to grow into your confidence and embrace who you're becoming, it naturally challenges them to reflect on themselves, to look within, and to ask how they can meet you at this new level. You're radiating a quiet strength right now. Your energy is setting boundaries without needing to say a single word, and that's making them take notice in a big way. They can sense the shift, even if they don't quite know what's changed. And as your confidence continues to grow, it keeps pulling them in, leaving them wondering how they can align with this version of you, someone who is no longer waiting or shrinking to fit their comfort zone. Your energy has become magnetic. It's creating a powerful ripple effect, not just in you, but in them as well. This transformation isn't one-sided. It's shaking something loose in both of you. Whatever you're involved in right now, even if it feels natural or effortless, it's reaching them on a much deeper level. They're picking up on it emotionally and subconsciously. What feels like a subtle shift in your world is actually stirring up intense feelings in theirs. Your evolution is unsettling them, perhaps more than they expected. It's like the foundation of their reality is shifting, and they can't quite put their finger on why, but they feel it. They feel you moving differently, and that emotional undercurrent is throwing them off balance. There's no denying that something has changed, and the message here is simple: be ready for the unexpected. The energy you're embodying has disrupted the old dynamic between you. What once felt predictable and safe now feels uncertain, unfamiliar. This isn't a fleeting moment, it's an emotional response to the shift in your energy. They're reacting in ways even they didn't see coming. Someone who once felt like they had control now feels disoriented by this new current. The balance of power has changed, and they're being forced to confront the possibility that they no longer hold the reins the way they once did. For many of you, this shift hasn't happened by accident. You've made a conscious choice to step into your own power. You've stopped waiting for someone else to take the lead, and instead, you've chosen yourself. You've started focusing on your own joy, your own healing, your own happiness. And whether you meant to or not, that choice has lit a fire within you. You're more open now, more social, more grounded in who you are. You carry yourself with a new kind of presence, one that people notice, one that your person notices, even from a distance. Even if your communication is strained or the connection feels a little tense, they still feel it. They feel you, this version of you that's grown and risen in energy. What's interesting is that you haven't even had to say anything out loud. You haven't needed to explain what's changed. Your energy speaks for itself. It's in how you carry yourself, in your choices, in your silence, and your person is feeling that. It's like they're no longer sitting in that familiar, comfortable space in your world. The energy dynamic has shifted. You're not looking to be saved or chosen anymore. You've chosen yourself. And that shift? It's making waves in their emotional world. You might not even realize it, but your actions are making them feel a mix of jealousy and uncertainty. It's not just about who you're spending time with or how you're showing up. It's about what that means for them. Deep down, there's a fear that they might not be your center anymore, that they're no longer the person who holds sway over your heart. And that realization is hitting them hard. They can feel the loss of control, even if you haven't said a word about it. And when people feel that kind of emotional disruption, they tend to act out. They might do something unexpected, impulsive, anything to feel like they're regaining some sense of power in the situation. What you're seeing now is the result of all this internal pressure. The dynamics between you have shifted so dramatically that nothing feels the same anymore. The roles have reversed or at least leveled out. Suddenly, they're the one trying to figure out how to respond. They no longer feel like they're calling the shots, and that imbalance is stirring something unpredictable in them. You might start to see behavior that seems out of character, impulsive messages, sudden appearances, or emotional confessions. They're scrambling to find a way to reestablish their place in your life. The truth is, whether or not you meant for this to happen, your energy has set things in motion. The ripple effect is real, and it's impacting your connection in ways that may surprise you. Your person might not be able to explain what they're feeling, but it's intense. They're reacting to this energetic shift by preparing to make moves they wouldn't have considered before. These are the kind of moves that might catch you completely off guard. So don't be surprised if something unexpected shows up soon. It's already in motion, triggered by the powerful energy you're holding right now. There's someone out there who's been paying closer attention to you than you might think. Whether it's through social media, mutual friends, or just quiet observation, they've been watching. And it's not from a distance of indifference, it's with genuine curiosity and emotional awareness. Even without direct communication, they're feeling the shifts in your energy. It's like they're reading between the lines of your life, picking up on every nuance you've been putting out. Your emotions, your mood, your presence, they're all sending signals that this person is tuned into. They may not fully understand what's changed, but they feel it. And what's driving them to respond isn't anger or resentment. It's something more protective, more instinctual. You've unsettled something in them, not out of malice, but because your energy no longer makes space for anything less than what you deserve. They're feeling the urgency to act, not to dominate, but to reconnect, to show you that you still matter to them, and that they feel the shift even if they can't fully explain it. They know you in a way that goes deeper than surface-level connection, and that bond is being stirred awake in a powerful way. Your growth, your strength, your silent evolution, it's all landing with them in a way that demands a response. They may not even realize it yet, but what they're about to do, say, or reveal will likely surprise you. So if there's one thing to keep in mind through all of this, it's to expect the unexpected. Because your energy has shifted the game, and someone is about to show you just how much they've been paying attention. They're trying to make sense of what's going on between you two. There's a shift in the energy, and they're unsure whether it's something beautiful unfolding or a signal that things might be changing in a way they didn't expect. Either way, it's stirred something deep within them, leaving them wondering about the future of this connection and how they're supposed to respond to this new dynamic. These emotions they're feeling, possessiveness, protectiveness, aren't familiar to them. It's not how they usually operate. Jealousy isn't typically something they feel, but your presence, your energy, has sparked something unexpected. It's not about wanting control over you. It's more about sensing that something is evolving between you two and they're unsure how to hold on to it without overstepping. They don't want to lose you, not to someone else, not to a shift in circumstances. And that uncertainty is making them feel like they need to find a way to make their place in your life clear, without accidentally pushing you away. This energetic shift is bringing out a side of them that's more impulsive and emotionally charged. They feel the urge to act on these feelings, to show you in no uncertain terms just how much they care. They're craving more time with you, whether it's shared experiences, moments of closeness, or simply being around you. They might not fully understand what's triggering this intensity within them, but it's real and powerful. There's a subtle fear rising in them, like your independence or the changes you're going through could create distance between you. Even if you haven't said anything out loud, they can feel something stirring. It's like they can sense it in the energy between you, even in the silence. What they feel is powerful, a kind of inner vow that echoes, "You're mine, forever." It may come across as possessive, but at its core, it's their way of expressing a deep, emotional bond, a fear of losing you, and confusion about where things are going. It's not just a reaction to change, it's a reflection of how deeply you've impacted them. This connection is no longer something they can shrug off. They feel it in their heart, in their body, in their soul. And it's not only about fear or jealousy, it's about realization. They're finally recognizing just how important you've become to them, and they're starting to understand that this connection has grown into something far deeper than they'd expected. You've sparked something within them. The way you're growing, the way you're pouring energy into yourself, it's lighting a fire in them. It's making them reflect, inspiring them to step up and meet you where you are. Your growth is challenging them. In the best possible way, they're realizing that if they want to be with you in this next chapter, they have to evolve too. This isn't just about keeping pace. It's about rising to the occasion, showing you that they're just as committed to becoming their best self, not only for you but for the relationship. There's a noticeable change taking place in how the two of you relate to one another. It doesn't feel stuck or stagnant anymore. Instead, it feels like the two of you are on the edge of something deeper, more meaningful. It's not just about chemistry or attraction, it's about a bond that's being reshaped, refined, and strengthened with every interaction. You're stepping into a new level of intimacy and understanding. And it's becoming clearer that this isn't just a fleeting connection. It's something real, something that's anchoring itself in both your lives. They're stepping more into their masculine energy now. Not in a dominant or controlling way, but in a grounded, protective way that says, "I'm here for the long haul." They want you to feel safe, chosen, cherished. To them, this is more than just a moment. It's a lifetime. They're not afraid to let you know that they see you as theirs and that even if life changes, their commitment to you won't. Still, under all this growth and realization, there's a bit of jealousy creeping in. It's not toxic or driven by insecurity, it's simply a reflection of how much they care. Seeing the attention you're getting, sensing that others are noticing your light, it brings up this fierce sense of love and protectiveness. Your energy is magnetic right now, and while that draws admiration from others, it also triggers something deep inside them. It's a reminder of just how important you are to them, and how much they don't want to take that for granted. This jealousy, if anything, is pushing them to act more intentionally. It's prompting them to show up for you in real, tangible ways. They're not trying to claim you in a possessive way, they're trying to remind you, and everyone else, of the depth of what they feel for you. They want to prove that their heart is in this, fully and sincerely. It's a declaration that says, "I see your worth, and I'm not letting go." You might already be sensing all of this. The increased attention, the tenderness in their voice, the subtle ways they're making you feel seen and appreciated. Those aren't coincidences. You might even be receiving little signs or synchronicities, reminders from the universe that this bond is aligning in divine timing. Their thoughts are filled with you. You've become a constant presence in their mind, and it's surprising them too, just how deeply this connection has rooted itself in their life. And as this energy continues to rise, it becomes impossible to ignore. They're thinking about you all the time. You've become the heartbeat behind their decisions, the person who inspires them to grow and be better. This kind of focus doesn't come from infatuation, it comes from true commitment. It's a reflection of how ready they are to move forward with you to build something lasting and real. So allow yourself to receive this love, this energy, this deepening of your connection. It's all unfolding with purpose. You may not have all the answers yet, and the path ahead may still come with its share of challenges, but the love and effort being poured into this connection are real. That mutual care, that shared desire to grow together, is what will carry this relationship forward. If this message is resonating with you and you're finding comfort or insight in it, consider giving a super thanks to support the channel. It truly means the world to us, and don't forget to subscribe so you can stay connected with more uplifting messages and guidance. We appreciate you deeply and are honored to be part of your journey.